there's a popular card out there right now called Magic Card, and there is a tutorial online. I wanted to see if I could make it using the Cricut and the Gypsy. I'm using Accent Essentials. This is going to be the card base, back base, and it measures 5.10 by 4.90. And that is the large, I'm calling that the large piece of the card. And then I went ahead and made the frames, which is a shifted image. And again, the same dimensions, 5.10 by 4.90. And then for the inside piece, you have to weld a rectangle with the scalloped square, which turns out to be a rectangle when it's inside of the square. And those dimensions would be, for the rectangle, you need a 2.01 by 4.76. And then the base that I attached it to is 4.26 by 4.90. And that is what that looks like when you've welded it together. And then you also need the frames for that, and the frames would be 4.90 by 4.26. I'm going to be cutting the frames to fit just on the edges. I call these they'll be sides, and I'll call those the wings eventually. So then to cover the rectangle, which will be, there'll be an outside piece, you will need a piece like this, a rectangle. And in my case, I used, let's see, it is 1.80 by 4.15. And then for the inside, which will go like that, I cut out a piece 1.80 by 8.90. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and you'll see how this works. You also need to score your card, and this one's a little bit tricky because there is an exact measurement for me to tell you. What I do is I line up right where this corner is, I line up my score line so that it will fold right there, even with this line alongside of here. So roughly it's going to be close to 1 3/4, but I just wanted to get you an idea. Then I'm going to slide this side over so that this, again, corner will line up with a score line. So that's how I'm going to do it to make the score lines for the inside of the card. And then I'll have to measure that up with the back side of the card. You'll also need to make a score line coming from this point to this point. Just wanted you to see what I'm talking about. It's right there, because this piece is going to flap inside of the card. So, and I've already pulled up the sides, and I've also made the ones for the back of the card. And basically what they're going to do is it's going to set inside. This card is going to set inside just like that and be able to fold up. So this is what the card will look like once you fold that flap inside, and this will be the outside of your card, and then this piece will lift up, and that will be the inside of your card. Now I'm going to have to decorate it with the frame pieces. This is the next thing you need to do, is you need to take your frame and you need to cut the edges off the sides, just like that. And then once you do that, you take these border pieces and you put them alongside of the wings on each side, and then I'm going to put them also on the outside. So that's why I cut out 2. And you're going to also do that same thing for the inside of the card. I just wanted to show you that when you go to put these pieces on, the border pieces, there's a little bit of white that shows up, but it's okay because when you go to put this on, you just match that up and it covers it up. So it works for both sides. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is going to be the back piece, and again, like I said, I have the border pieces on both sides and the wings, and here's it on this side. So the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to do the inside of the card and then the outside of the card and then put it together. Okay, so I just added the inside of the card pattern paper and folded it over and added the outside of the card. A little bit of the inside shows, and that's fine because I kind of like that. But you might want to allow that for whatever paper you use. And the next thing I'm going to do is put these two pieces together, and my actual base of my card will be finished. And then I can add whatever I want to the front of the card and the sentiment on the inside. This is what the finished card looks like without the image on the front or the sentiment. I just wanted you to see. Again, this opens up like that for the sentiment for the inside. And if you really want to close it all up, you could actually fold these sides in completely and tie it up with a ribbon if you want to, or you can leave it so there's not as much bulk completely out because it'll fit into 4.9, I think it was 5.10 was the width, so it would fit in a 6x6 envelope without a problem. So that's it. And this is what the card looks like when I have finished with the image. I used my Copic markers and colored this greeting farm image in black and white for a challenge. And then I had my grandson write the inside, and I just went over it with a marker so that we could read it. He did it in pencil. He's 4.5 years old, and this is for his grandpa for his birthday.